What is up, everybody? Nick Legostava here, and in this video I have a lot more of Transformers Legacy. This is some of Wave 2, some of Wave 3, and some of the other ones that were exclusive, but they were still branded as Transformers Legacy. So, there's a lot to go over here, and I have some upgrades on some of these, and I've already custom painted some of these. But I will be trying to answer, is Transformers Legacy still worth it? So, right off the bat, we have Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedia 500, or Velocitron. I still say that wrong. But I have done some custom paint work. I did a video tutorial of this that I will be finally uploading. I have so many videos that have been in limbo for a long time. But yes, he definitely looks better with the yellow around there. It looked a little bit plain with just the blue. But yes, that's a lot more fitting for the character now. But yes, Cosmos, he was definitely a hard one to find. I only saw him in the store the one time that I got him. Have not saw him since. Another one in that line was Clampdown here. I have put a different head on Clampdown, and I have put some custom things on him to try to differentiate him from the other Lambo bots. So yes, I have just done that. And guess what head that is? Just try to guess. I want to see if anybody can guess in the comments. But yes, he definitely looks a lot different now. So let's move Clampdown. I just didn't want him to have another sideswipe head. And over here we have Crasher from the Velocitron line as well. Or Velocitron, as I say it wrong again. I have done some custom paint work because mine was misprinted. And I just thought that that kind of looked a little bit like cheap on there. The 01, I just thought it looked pretty cheap on there. So it definitely looks a lot better in my opinion now with just the black. And I also did that for the vehicle mode as well. So yes, there is Crasher. And I will try to at some point in this video transform all of these and show them in vehicle mode possibly. We'll see. This is not Transformers. Alrighty. And then earlier on, I don't remember what wave of Legacy this was, but I had finally saw it when I was on my trip in Illinois. Was the Core Class G2 Megatron. Now, I already had the Voyager version, but I kind of wanted the little Core Class version, and you know, for $8 when I saw it, I could not pass on it. So there you go. The Core Class, and this side on mine, it's a QC issue, of course, because Hasbro's QC, that doesn't like to want to stay on there. But yes, Core Class G2 Megatron is an awesome Core Class. It's just a copy and paste of the other Megatron Core Class that was in War for Cybertron Kingdom, I believe that was in. Yeah, I think so. And then this happened while I was doing a customization on Legacy Elita 1. So, I was trying to just pop that pin out right there. There was a pin right there on this piece that's now broke off in there. But the thing is, I thought that it was going to be strong enough to be able to just pop that pin out. I was trying to do it gently, but no, this whole thing broke off. Which, I mean, my intention was to get this piece to be able to take on and off, but it broke off. Because actually the inside of that was hollow. And so it's barely anything holding that on. So if you're going to customize this, make sure you actually have a specialized pin popping tool or whatever. And just be careful. I ended up not doing that with my Minerva there, the Legacy Minerva. It was a Walgreens exclusive, but didn't actually show up in most Walgreens. You know, I checked. And I even checked across the country. I had already ordered it before I had to take my trip. But then, I still was like, you know what, I'll check and see if I see it in different states, you know? But I did not. I didn't check every state. But occasionally, when there was a Walgreens, I was like, let's check that. But no. So yeah, they look very different now because I have 3D printed shoulder pylons that are accurate to the show. And I really like that, as well as the custom paint work really just brings this Minerva together for me. I do like the Minerva version better than the Elita 1 version now, but I did do the custom paint work to this. I mean, it's just, they look very different now, even though they're the same mold. So yes, let's move that out of the way now. I'm trying to move some of these out of the way, because there's a lot of figures to go over. So yes, 3D printed shoulder pylons. I'll probably do a shorts. I actually want to design a few different versions of those. I want to design versions of those that attach to this piece so you could still have that piece up instead of the big backpack. I thought about just breaking this backpack off because I did double up on this, but I don't know. it's not too bad with the shoulder pylons. I mean, it pretty much blocks the backpack. Anyway, there's that. Definitely looks way better with custom paintwork. It looked pretty plain before that. Also, let's move Cosmos out of the way. And then, Armada Hotshot. I did a comparison to the original Hotshot. And, you know, I still think that the legs on this guy are definitely strange. They look weird, too. Like, it looks like the red parts right there is like his leg extending. So, from certain angles, that just looks very weird. But other than that, it's a nice upgrade to him. And in some instances is more accurate, and in some instances not more accurate. So it is what it is. Definitely a pretty nice figure. And it took me a while to find it, was my Armada Starscream. It took me a while to find this because it fell behind the shelf and I didn't really know. I was like, where the hell did it go? But yeah, the plastic quality on this guy is awful. Mine has a QC issue right here that this just pops off all the time, so that's pretty much trash to me. I mean, the figure itself is pretty good. I just don't like the QC issues and the plastic quality on this guy. You know, after the honeymoon wears off, that's kind of what I want these Are They Worth It videos to be, because, you know, some people still might be looking for these in stores, and it's definitely nice to just kind of get a breeze over of most of the line. And also, neither of those came with their mini cons, which is still just BS. And then, I already talked about that. Right here, Bug Bomb, correct? I hope I'm saying that right. I mean, it's sometimes hard to memorize all this stuff. So I hope that a KO company upscales this to be a deluxe. You know, this is pretty small for the character. I mean, I could see it, but I honestly think that a KO company upscaling this to a deluxe, I mean, if they added the mouth being able to open and close, that would be awesome. But yeah, the mouth doesn't. It looks like it would open and close, doesn't it? But it does not. That's kind of an iffy thing, you know. I mean, yeah, it's a core class, but I mean, yeah, core classes cost like, what, $13 freaking at most places now, and sometimes you'll see it for less at some places that aren't on crack. But yeah, there's that. It's pretty cool, you know, it's well articulated. You do have ankle pivot even on a little core class. That's why I'm saying this would be a great design to upscale to a deluxe. KO companies, make it happen. And also, I do not have Skullgren. I just never saw him in the store at all. No stores across the country had him. No stores around me had him. And they're on to pretty much just having Earthspark junk around me. So probably not going to be able to see that in store. If I see it for like 20 bucks on Amazon, if it drops to that price, I'll probably get it. But other than that, I don't know. This was a little custom human version of Minerva that I had made in Lego form. Let's move that out of the way. And then right here, this figure, Needle Nose, is really pretty freaking cool. He comes with these two little guys, which honestly mine, I'm pretty sure it's like this in all, but are you supposed to just, I know you're supposed to put that on there, but is that supposed to be like that, or are those supposed to already be together in that little bag? I don't know, but this had a big-ass stress mark there and a crack right there on that plastic. Can you see that on the camera? I hope so. So yeah, I don't know. I could complain to Hasbro, but they're not going to do anything. I remember when I had major issues with figures and they never sent any replacements or did anything. When they said they would, they were like, you know, we'll have a replacement for you in like 7 weeks or so. And it never came. Never came. None of it ever came. But yeah, another pretty good figure. You know, the back of the legs are completely hollow and the side of the legs are completely hollow. But you do get the two little guys and you get Needle Nose, and he's a pretty decent sized deluxe. Let's move that over there. He's a pretty nice sized deluxe, so can't really complain about Needle Nose. I did double up on him. I just wish that I had seen more in stores. I think that it's worth it. Like, I mean, Skullgren, I would have liked to get. I did not get him because awful distribution. And here is Lyle Convoy, or as they call him, Lyle Prime. This figure, it's definitely good. I'm definitely glad that I got it, but man, it was freaking like 35 or 36 something after tax getting this guy. And I did already pop those off. Those just kind of looked unsightly on there, the kibble of the other arms on him. But they flip out into crappy guns. I don't even know where they're at, honestly. I think that they're in this box. I think at least one of them's in the box still over there. So there is Lyle Convoy. He does have this chest that opens up with the matrix that's not removable, but you can put a blast effect on it. You can also open the chest further like this if it wants to actually open up. Yes, there it goes. And I mean, you could 3D print something and make some... Also, this arm is very loose on this. Very, very loose on this. And just stick it on the both sides as my camera cut me off. It's like, you did enough already. But yeah, let's flip all that closed. I don't know. I know he couldn't be a deluxe because he's a Voyager, you know, but he's definitely kind of a smaller Voyager. You know, he has a lot of bulk and stuff, so I get it. Yeah, he's a Voyager, but definitely could have been a little bit better. And he also looks like he would have wrist rotation, and he does not have wrist rotation on either side. It literally looks from like every angle like he would have it. Like it looks from the side here like something is slotted in there so it could move, but it's not. They're also just painted different colors, but they can't. There's no wrist rotation there. It's that whole piece is together. So that's a little bit disappointing on a Voyager figure that he does not have wrist rotation. So yeah, he does have swivel there, but yeah, a little bit more to be desired on him. I like him. He looks awesome, but that's about it. Here is this kit right here. This, I wanted it for a while, but through Hasbro Pulse, after shipping and tax, it's literally $80 for a deluxe and a Voyager figure, and then this little accessory right here. You do also get the key to Vector Sigma, which is cool. Don't be pushing it down in there all the way. Just some is enough. But that is cool. It's cool that they actually gave us an official Vector Sigma. I have a 3D printed one that I will show it to in a moment. Actually, right now is that moment. I'm going to get it off the shelf over here. Hopefully something doesn't fall, then I have to rage. Grabbing it, bringing it over here. So here was a 3D printed Vector Sigma. I actually kind of like that key better. I wonder if the 3D printed key would fit in here. Probably got some sticky tack on it. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with all that right now. It looks like it would, though. If not, I can adjust it too. Because this actually has a thing on it to where it can hold into the hand of a character a lot easier. So yeah, definitely a lot different there. So I do like the gold paint on there. I had thought about painting that gold before, but I just ended up leaving it like that. So that's cool to have an official Vector Sigma. As well as Alpha Trion, which also, this came loose in the package. I did a little shorts video of that. And I actually ended up with some scratches on this because of that. This has a scratch on the shoulder here, and this wouldn't be easy paint to match for me, because it's like kind of an off-white creamy color. I mean, I could try, but yeah, there's a scratch there. It looks a little better on camera than it does in person. There's a scratch there, so that's pretty unfortunate, and there's some on the shoulders as well. It looks worse in person than it does on camera. That's just what I'll say, but it's definitely unfortunate. The wrist rotation here is also not as tight as a Scourge that I ended up with. With Scourge, it almost seemed like I was going to break it. I doubt they adjusted that. It's probably just due to the molds. They've used them a bunch of times now with the sweeps and whatever. But yeah, it's definitely cool. I honestly thought that they would have used Scourge for an Alpha Trion if they ever ended up making one, so it's definitely cool. I do have a 3D printed staff. I just haven't printed it yet. So many other projects have been in the way of that. But yeah, he should have come with a staff instead of this, just the rifle. He didn't come with that dildo thing that Scourge had. Yeah. And then the accessories for Orion Pax here. He came with a blaster and the Energon Goodie. Pretty lazy. Could have like come with some different blaster or something. Because they already had different molds in the thing. They could have just molded different accessories as well, but they did not do that. But it's cool to have an Orion Pax that looks good. I know they did one before in Power of the Primes. It like was a chest thing that came out of the other one. I had almost bought that figure because I kind of wanted that Prime. I was going to use that for my basis of my Star Convoy conversion kit, but I ended up just not getting that, and I'm going to do a different figure for that. But yeah, pretty cool. It's enough time on Alpha Trion and Orion Pax, like what they call it, Origins Collection or something in Vector Sigma. Let's move all that out of the way. And Legacy Pointblank. My opinion still pretty much stands on this guy. I like him. I think that he really should have had wrist rotation, and that would have made it a lot better. You see that I have the other arm flipped over so he can move his arm all the way up like that. But yeah, wrist rotation really would have made probably a world of difference in the criticisms that this guy got. He also doesn't have a swivel right here that would be useful. I mean, he has that at the arm down there, so you can pretty much, if you get it to certain angles, you can pretty much do whatever you would need if there was a swivel there. But that's about the only other thing I didn't mention in that video. You also do get his little guy here. You know, even if the mini-cons for the Armada characters were this simplistic, at least they would be there. But they're just not. It's just unfortunate, honestly. They should have had their mini-cons. They should have had them. So there's him. To move him up out of the way. I haven't done any custom paint work to my second copy of him yet. And then this was a Generation Selects version right here of the Earthrise Ironhide and Ratchet mold. And I did end up picking this up because it looks good. You know, it's all black Ironhide. I thought about doing like a Movieverse G1 thing, like where all the G1 characters are kind of somewhat painted up like their Movieverse versions, and this would be a perfect thing for that. I still haven't fully decided if I'm going to do that, but that would be pretty cool. So there's that. He also didn't come with these. I just kind of gave him the cannons, and he's got the buzzsaw from Studio Series 86 Hot Rod on him. Move him out of the way. And then back here we have Velocitron Scourge. Now this went on sale all over online. I kind of wish I had doubled up on them then, because then I wouldn't really have any frets about custom painting this to look more like Nemesis Prime. I mean, I know they call him Scourge, but this is just Black Convoy Nemesis Prime. That's just what this is in my collection. It's pretty much what it is at most, I would assume. But yeah, he has been bulked up. I thought he was too short. You know, I kind of wanted to be a little bit more imposing, so I put some Combiner War hands and feet pegged into the bottom of his feet to make him taller, as well as just decking him out in other weapons and guns. And I mean, these I just kind of threw on the shoulders. Those look kind of stupid up there, but they looked all right on the shelf. So yeah, that's that. It's just the G2 Optimus leader class in a different color scheme, and they're doing the Toxitron ugly one upcoming. There's a lot of Transformers that I can luckily pass that are coming on pretty soon. So luckily my wallet can thank me there. And then we have Legacy Crankcase right here. There's already a bunch of 3D print upgrade kits for this guy. I haven't printed any of them yet or bought any of them yet. I mean, you get these little chode guns in the back, but I mean, other than that, it's a rework of Legacy skids, which they're getting their use out of that mold. I did not expect them to use that like freaking 20 different times for 20 different characters. But yeah, there's Crankcase right there. Mine does have a QC issue here. This again, what is up with this right here? It was the same thing on Starscream that I was just talking about, where this just is sliding off so easy. It's annoying. The QC is getting so bad, and that's another reason, not just the prices. The QC is not improving, the prices are raising, you're getting crappier packaging. It's just getting annoying at this point, the QC. It's making me pass on more stuff and making me be like, you know what, my collection's pretty good as it is. I'm going to pass on a lot of things because your QC is garbage, you know, and that's sad because I love Transformers. And then a Voyager that blew me away. There's a lot of these that I did reviews on that I just never uploaded for some reason or another. But this Voyager blew me away. I wasn't really expecting much. I do wish I doubled up on it. I had actually intended to when I was in the store one time, but I had set it down to grab a core class, and then I just never picked this back up to buy it again. So then I never saw it in store again after that. But yeah, Jhiaxus here. Really good Voyager. I mean, he is decked out in pretty much everything. Like, he has hands that can open, wrist rotation, bicep rotation, an arm that bends past 90, the legs bend past 90, ankle tilt, waist swivel. I mean, just everything is like top notch on this guy, because they probably knew they weren't going to do another Jhiaxus anytime really soon. But yeah, I kind of wanted to double up on him so I could have a silver version of him, or like a grayish silver version of him, but I don't know, I'll just have to deal with this. So yes, there's Jhiaxus. Very good. This is about to cut me off and I'm going to piece it together. Tell me if you're still here in the comments. I hope so. This is a long video, but let's go! Also, I would say that this mold is more suiting for Crasher than Mirage. I know the Kingdom Mirage also had that, but here, decked out in Toy Hacks, I'd say this looks pretty good. And I'm also going to have a 3D print upgrade kit that replaces these shoulder things for the accurate rounded shoulder things. And I really think that's going to elevate this. That's just not done yet. But it's just kind of a once-over of the different mold uses here of that and mold changes for this. Definitely kind of glad I didn't pick up the Kingdom one. I don't really need it, so save money on that. Here's who we're down to. So we have Legacy Tarantulas here. Another one I kind of wanted to double up on, but I just never saw another one in store after I got this one. But he's a great deluxe. Definitely glad to finish off Beast Wars Season 1 characters. Also with Inferno there. I did a glowing review of Inferno because it was great and my copy was pretty good QC-wise. Pretty rare occurrence these days. But yeah, definitely awesome to finish that off finally. And then also in the back here, this was the Target exclusive release of Pterosaur, but I've done custom paintwork to just make him screen accurate as I could, which that definitely looks a lot better to me. I mean, that's just, wow. That's just a night and day difference. He looks very accurate to the show now. Definitely a lot more happy with that. Before he had like purple and green and all that other stuff, just toy accurate colors on him. But that's definitely better. And then we also have Legacy Twin Twist right here. And now I had seen on OfferUp Topspin for really cheap one time, and I don't know why I didn't buy them, but for some reason Topspin is insanely priced, and I haven't seen any talk about them doing Topspin in these colors, which they need to do, or I'm going to be mad. I'm going to genuinely be pissed off. But other than that, this is just a re-release of an older figure in different colors. But I did a review of this, and I think it's pretty good. I just wish that these spun on him in vehicle mode. That would have been awesome if they had reworked that. But come on, you know they're not going to do that because they're lazy. Let's move him out of the way. And down to these two. Now, I think I had talked about that in a different video, but I have done some custom work to make a female Dachshund. Because why not? There you go. I've done just added some yellows and some different blue in different places, and then I changed the face sculpt a little bit and added some yellow around there just to really change it up. And then the forearm guns instead of having the shoulder guns. So kind of cool. Just thought I'd throw that in there. That was another one that was a legacy release at Target. And then here we go with Wild Rider. I don't like this mold. I hate the color choice that they chose. I saw 3 of these in store, but none of the other ones in the store to complete freaking Menasor. Yep, that's what I had to deal with. It's this greenish, grayish color. They couldn't just straight up do black for some reason. It's annoying. I don't like the color of this thing. It just looks strange. And the mold is not that good. I have a big comparison video that I'm going to come out with the comparisons to the other versions and other things. But this just... And then what is this backpack? Like, they did all this other extra engineering for him to have this that... What the hell is that for? Like, that's not really for anything. That's just stupid in my opinion. And then it's also the same with... I can't think of it right now. The white one, we all know who it is. I just can't think of it right now because I'm trying to wrap up this video. But yeah, this figure, I mean, it's not awful. It's pretty well articulated. It's a little bit better articulated than the Combiner Wars version, but just still, I don't like the color choices. I really hope that they do a box set of the Legacy Menasor, and they have some color changes. Like, I hope Takara goes over it, makes it the most accurate and the best that they can on that. I would really hope that happens, because just the releases of these, the distribution was so bad, and they just sell out like that. Like, one person probably just comes in to scalp them and then sell them for like 3 times the price that they need to be. But yeah, I haven't seen any of the other ones, you know, haven't seen them. So there's the video on was Legacy worth it. I have a lot of figures on the floor now, and that was, I was going to compare that to the core class one, but I'll just make that a separate video now. So yes, that is Legacy, pretty most of Wave 2 and some of Wave 3 and different things. What do you think in the comments? Are these figures worth it? You know, we've had multiple price increases. We've had the windowless packaging pretty much since Legacy started. I have a lot of the packaging just sitting over here right now. I need to go put it in storage. But yeah, crappy windowless packaging that I hate. Another one in the Legacy line that I didn't include over there in this video was the Velocitron 500 right there of that. But I already did a video review of that figure, so you can see my thoughts on that in a different video. So if you made it to the end, type in the comments, I made it to the end, and let me know. Be very much appreciated. If you're new, watch other videos, decide if you want to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much Peace. Bye-bye. I also got a misprint on this right here. This is the only one I ever saw in any store. I actually found this while I was in Illinois. And, yeah. That's the only one they had, was this misprint one. So, I guess I'm just going to remove all that and then have to deal with all that situation. It's also funny that he has a problem standing for some reason, but they did remold a fair bit from Cup here. It's kind of a once-over around that. Also, it's kind of funny that this came out first before this one did in Legacy. Also, this has an upgrade kit on it to make it actually look like the Cybertron Defense Hotshot. This video was already too long, so all the alt modes of these will just have to be in their original reviews or their reviews when I get around to individually reviewing some of these figures. Here's Crasher, definitely has that more boxy look. Definitely more of a boxy look on there. There's the Ricochet mold, and I do think that would have suited Crasher pretty good. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Maybe instead of just putting 1, they put 01 as a Dukes of Hazzard reference. Maybe I could see that and stretch for it, as this is so misprinted that it... I mean, that looks like a damn Cybertronian writing when this is supposed to be the Earth mode of it. Here's also a quick comparison of a vehicle that actually looks more like Crasher from GoBot's vehicle mode. Was the Power of the Primes version of Jazz. I just thought I'd throw that little quick comparison in. I know they did a Ricochet mold of this, so maybe, I'm not sure if the heads, you could pop this head off and maybe put it on the Ricochet mold and paint this into Crasher if you wanted a more accurate alt mode. But other than that, I mean, it's a race car that's going to turn into an angry female robot. So yeah, there you go.